Is Ethereum going to zero? Is DZ really top G? Am I Satoshi? And will I remain number one on Grindr? All this and more on Blockchain Basement.
Whoa. Bum, 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 bum. You ready for this? I'm ready. Welcome.
If you're going to screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Out to give the numbers out. And I was like, no, hang up the phone right now.
Or like when it dropped in 2020, was it like exciting?
400,000 to 600,000. The generational signals are now.
Level. So I don't even know if we're going to get back below there. But if we do, that's kind of where we...
Do not adjust your television set. You're on the right channel. Truth Justified is no longer in the building. It is now full degeneracy in the Blockchain Basement. Welcome, everyone, from the Fruited Plain. Welcome, Mike Bennett, Cyber Posey, Gary's Guzzler. Don't think I should have said that. Deadwood, Solar Miner, Crypto Publican, Bubba's Crypto, Jacob Wandalowski. That's up in the attic. What about Manawak, Chemistry Bro, the original... Miami Alpha, Radio Face Crypto, BTC Poppy, iPoppy, Crypto Tony, Rug Gang, Whiskey Dog 6. What's up, folks? It is I, the Nictator. It is also my entourage. We have DZ.
Can I be Turtle?
Yes. You are Turtle.
No.
Well, no, Decker's Turtle.
What's
Decker.
this a reference to?
What?
Entourage.
Oh, I haven't.
Plus one
Too
in the
young.
chat if you've seen
Plus
Entourage.
one if you were a fan of Entourage when it first came out. I was like the perfect age. I was like 19 when it
that's
premiered.
so perfect.
Yeah.
That's
You're
so
young
perfect.
enough and stupid enough to think like that's cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen
yeah.
it, unfortunately.
Today's show. Oh wait, we also have Drew on the board.
What that?
Today's show brought to you by Liquid Death.
That-
They
Fun
are now
fact,
the official.
they're one of my sponsors when I was a MTG streamer.
Really?
It was back when they first launched and they were just doing it for everybody. I was actually not really a sponsor, more of a sales associate.
Liquid
Not
Death
act-
Lime.
Actually brought by
Go to the close shop. Hang
right.
on. Ready?
Not sponsored. Not a sponsored. Hashtag not a sponsor.
We got to get
Liquid Death Lime, the official sponsor of Blockchain Basement.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Not sponsored.
No, they are sponsors. So
Not
look,
a
guys,
sponsor. I'm in accounting. They're not a sponsor.
dude, we're putting it out into the universe that they are going to be our sponsor. Also
there we
sponsored
go.
by.
There we go. I can get with that.
Why do you have to
Today's-
drag logic into this?
Today's sponsor also Chipotle for putting all the meat at the bottom of my burrito. This half-eaten burrito brought to you by Chipotle and my mouth.
Mine was the same. It was awful.
Okay, how's everyone feeling today? Like, are we? Are
I'm
we?
actually feeling good.
DZ, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling good. I'm finally starting to catch up to the post spring forward.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Decker,
yeah.
how are you feeling?
I'm good. I really do. To that point, I like we have more sunlight, and the sun's been out, so I really can't complain. And
Well-
Bitcoin's higher than it was a week ago. So
There is more. Well, I mean, we're trending towards more sunlight. We're not really adding more sunlight. We're just moving the hours of sunlight. I wake up without an alarm, so I woke up today 7:20. I could have swore it must have been 5 a.m., 6 a.m. It was still dark. I looked at my phone. It was 7:20. I was like, where the frick is the sun? So,
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to the point that the early risers, I'm not outside doing stuff, so it doesn't matter to me. But it pisses some people off on the drive to work. It's like it's dark. It makes you feel like, what the heck am I doing, man?
Yeah, 100%. I will say, I guess compared to being from most of my life being in Seattle.
He's from Chaz.
Yeah.
We like to joke he
Lots of
lived in
overcast.
Chaz.
Anyway, I love the sun, but let's talk crypto, Nick. Let's
Okay.
let's-
I mean, I
let's-
guess we
I'm gonna
can.
Do you
Rug-
accept crypto and Chaz?
Crypto and Chaz?
Is there
Okay,
a Chaz
look.
coin?
Let's just do a quick
Puberty
look at the
blockers
markets.
and BTC.
Hey, all right. Bitcoin was getting rejected off of 25, but now it's back over 25. Let me just refresh real quick. Oh, it got
Sad.
rejected again.
Rip.
Oh man, Face is more rejection than Decker does on Tinder.
Hey,
No, Decker has a girlfriend now.
That's
Decker's
true.
solid, bro. Like you don't understand. Like Decker's got BDE.
Ooh.
Shout out
Speaking of
Carson.
BDE, Cardano 32 cents XRP. Who cares? It's garbage. Polygon $1.14. Dogecoin. So look, guys, are we DCAing still? Are we at price points where we're feeling like we need to like scoop a bag, or are we still just kind of like DCA and walk away? How are we feeling?
I'm on a DCA walk away. I bought a little Mina about 6 days ago. It's up, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. I might do the same. Maybe I'll do a Shop X or a low cap gem. So right now, DCA walk away. I'm not increasing any kind of volume here. Now, if we get below 20 though, I might scale up my purchases.
Yeah.
Got it. Decker, what about you?
Yeah, I've been feeling real degenerate as of late. So it's been a lot of degen picks, mainly because my portfolio has 43% Bitcoin and 20% ETH already. So I'm like, I don't really necessarily need to stack those blue chips. And so I'm really looking in like the top, almost outside of the top 10, I would say, right now, just to put some money in. Occasionally, if ETH, like to your point, like if ETH's hitting 1400, under 1400, I'm probably going to buy some just because I feel like it's such a good, like TJ always says, previous cycle all-time high is where, he kind of keeps his eye. So, wow, that rhymed. I didn't even mean to.
Yeah. Drew, what about you, bro?
I don't know. Everything just feels so expensive all of a sudden.
I hate it.
You know what I mean? Like, I bought a bunch of OP last week at the $2 dip, and now it's like at $2.50 or something like that all of a sudden. I want Bitcoin to go back down near 20 again, but I'm on my way to becoming beyond just a what is the standards for 1 Bitcoin to 5 Bitcoin? What is that?
Crab.
A crab.
Well, 1 to 10 crab.
1 to 10's a crab?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can pull it up if you want.
Yeah,
That might be
1 to 10's
something
crab.
I'm
cool
going to be
pull
a
up.
crab for a while then, but I don't know. Like, I just want more Bitcoin for the time being and more Ethereum. And, like, I have a bag of like I have very small bags of these altcoins that I'm bringing up, but I actually built out DAG to being like 5% of my portfolio at this point. And that's a stretch. So I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm like torn right now because I want to keep adding on to the Bitcoin. I feel like I have enough altcoins for the time being. And
Tell you what, I'm gonna buy some DAG this Friday for you, Drew.
Are
I was
you
looking
really?
at my portfolio. I swear to God, I am. I was looking at my portfolio. I'm messing around with KuCoin a little bit more, and that's actually where I have my DAG. I have a very small percentage on centralized exchanges.
Yeah.
And so the DAG is on there. And so, tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger. I was looking at it. It is pretty low in my list of altcoins as far as the value fiat wise.
Yep.
So I kind of want my DAG to go, from I don't know what the exact number is, 15th, right? I want it to go like maybe a high 10, like 10, 11.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Drew, can you make the basement chat a little bit bigger? Casino
kinda look,
Doggies made an attack on my character saying I shill XRP. First of all, Casino Doggy, if you want to be permabanned, keep it up, bro. Okay. Also, shout out to all the folks who bought a bunch of kettle chips because Drew, if you take my screen real quick,
All right.
a freaking bag of kettle chips now. Take a guess before you take my screen. Take a guess how much a bag of kettle chips, a normal what you would buy bag of kettle chips.
I bought chips 3 days ago and it was very expensive at Publix.
Yes.
I was shocked.
Take a guess.
I'm gonna guess $8.
That's pretty high, dude. If it's
It is
$8,
high.
I'm gonna be shocked.
$5.
I would say $4.99.
Okay.
I feel like that's
Now, kettle
still
chips,
expensive.
they're a top tier brand. They're a top tier brand.
It's like
Okay.
$8.29 or something, right?
Go for it, Drew.
Oh my God.
Dude,
$9.51.
Is that like in-store price too?
$10 bag of chips.
Well, that's Amazon.
This is Amazon, dude.
Yeah, that's
They usually have pretty cheap prices compared to the
That's
rest of the
true.
market.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
concerning.
It's not great.
What? So wait a minute.
It's not great. But if you bought kettle chips a mere 3 months ago, you are in serious profit.
Hard X longs on
So look, guys, there are low cap gems everywhere,
Oh
not
my
just
God.
in crypto. You got to look at that. I mean, if you're an avocado guy, it's great. Let's see here.
Why is the chip? I mean, is it the wheat or like corn or what are they made out of?
No,
potatoes?
it's because we're shipping a bunch of potatoes overseas because a lot of people don't have food right now.
Shocker. I wonder why.
Mm.
Yeah.
We can't talk about that.
We
Don't talk
can't?
about- No.
Okay. Well, then let's talk about this tweet.
We'll get cyber attacked.
So just in, BlackRock, very interesting developments are happening in Bitcoin and crypto, according to an SEC filing. In emerging markets, is bringing down costs and advancing financial inclusion.
Oh, it's almost like the thing we've been screaming since 2 days after we discovered Bitcoin.
Mission accomplished, folks.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
I mean, they probably felt the squeeze from the bank fallouts, and they're probably looking at some other asset classes and feeling pretty good about them at this point.
Yeah, it was raining orange pills in California over the past couple days.
Was it?
Yeah, I mean, a bunch of tech bros are like, "Oh no, our dollars! Wait, this all can be manipulated." They finally figured it out.
They're finally realizing.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
here's the problem with your stable coin, boys and girls, all you they thems watching at home. Okay. Here's the problem with your stable coin. It's not the chain that it's on, it's the US part.
Yeah.
If it's based on the dollar has lost 98% of its purchasing power since 1971.
Dead.
So yeah, use it to do your swaps, use it to buy a house. But look, dude, it's hard assets. It's hard assets or nothing.
Yeah.
And everyone in California just figured that out really hard. Yeah, they're getting backstopped. When will they get their money? We don't know at this point. I don't think Signature Bank is getting backstopped, and they were basically suicided.
Yeah.
Company my dad works for, their bank, I mean, they're based in Seattle. Their bank was SVB.
Really?
He
Wow.
told me that, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I won't say the company name just for that sake. But he said they did give them a portal. I mean, because that was the one the FDIC came back. We're gonna make everybody whole. Over 250,000, and so they're gonna get their money back, and they can operate, and they have a portal to transfer to a new bank. They said, but it was a serious.
COV, they brought it up. Fed says any buyer for Signature can't do crypto. I did see that. That is pretty ominous at the fact that the new buyers that they're able to dictate terms like that.
Yeah.
Somebody hit my head.
Not
I was gonna say, I'm in the moist zone.
Look, liquid death cannot be controlled. Can we get a close up here?
Yeah.
Get
It's
it.
just bringing you
Blockchain
bad
Basement
luck.
brought to you by Liquid Death.
You almost killed Deezy with that. What's in that
I
can?
definitely
Is it
got
just
some.
water?
It's
It
just-
doesn't taste that good.
Okay, let's talk about that really quick,
Okay,
actually.
first of all,
Used to.
DZ, first of
Now
all,
they're
DZ,
great though.
I saw a
You need-
tweet about Liquid Death. It was some random person on Twitter. They're like, what a terrible way to market your product. I'm not going to drink something called Liquid Death. And I read it and I was like, you're missing the point.
That's like literally the
they're
whole point.
obviously making enough money because of the name and the campaign they have going on. The next day I saw your tweet about it,
Oh yeah.
which was like the opposing side.
They're and their whole thing, part of why they're called Liquid Death is one of their mottos is death to plastic, because they want to see less plastic waste happen. And so they take these tall boy cans and put water in them.
Fair. That's a
Yeah.
reasonable motif.
Yeah, my brother loves them too.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's a great brand. I love them. Let's see what's going on here. What's happening with?
Looks like a St. Patty's drink. He tops it off.
Yeah.
It's top.
Crypto in black. Is the bear market over, or is there more pain ahead?
What the
Here
hell
are
is going
10 powerful reasons that signal bullishness for crypto.
Why is everyone's hair blue?
Are we bullish, son?
It's got to be an AI image, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
That's-
everything's AI now.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Crypto in black. In this thread, we'll
blue
talk
hair.
about price action, headwinds, and bullish catalysts. Wow. Okay. So here we go. Bitcoin's wild ride. Yeah, we dumped. Okay, well, we already know that. Crypto market faced challenges recently. On and off ramps attacks. Yeah. Operation Choke Point 2.0. Like we need to. I feel like we need to do a video on Bitcoin crypto, like outlining what Operation Choke Point is,
Absolutely.
just so people can understand the scope of what's happening. Like the scope of what's happening in my burrito with all the meat on the bottom.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense unless you're actually experiencing it.
Yeah.
So, SEC stablecoin and staking attacks. We kind of already know that what's been happening with Gary Gensler saying, "Oh, LOL, everything's a security," and "Oh, LOL, we're going to go after Kraken for their on-chain staking."
Not good.
Fear of rate hikes due to disinflation are showing. And I don't know why he brought up Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox, there's no selling pressure. I'm sorry,
Right.
crypto in black, you're right 99% of the time. The Mt. Gox selling pressure isn't happening until it's happening. We've been flooded with Mt. Gox selling pressure for the past, ever since Mt. Gox happened. So that's probably not going to happen. The rate hike thing is super real. So what is everyone's understanding of the rate hikes? And we'll start with Hannah.
Oh,
My understanding of the rate hikes.
Yes.
Didn't they? The last thing that they said about it is that they're going to have to keep raising it to keep everything under control.
That was true as of like 5 days ago.
It changed.
yes.
Yes.
So what are they saying now?
So what they're saying now is
Predictive markets are lowering the odds that it's going to be 50 basis or even 25 basis points.
yeah. And they're
Predictive
actually,
markets are leaning towards zero now. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, it's
Which
there's a
is-
24% probability that there is no rate hike in this next Fed meeting.
I
Which
think it's a funny little concept. We were talking about it in finance, and somebody asked the question, like they were like, "Are the rate hikes backed by anything, or are we supposed to just trust them and trust what they say?" And the professor didn't know how to answer.
yeah, because he doesn't know. And actually, Jerome Powell didn't even know how to answer when the banking broad at a hearing said, or no, it wasn't the banking broad. It was a senator from, I think, Arizona or Nevada said, Jerome Powell, why is 2% inflation the target? Why is that? And he basically said the reason that we have inflation for 2% is because we said so.
Yep.
He had no like actual reasoning. He said, yeah, the World Banks agree that 2% is the right number. That's what he said.
I
He had
mean,
no answer for it.
I think it's all tied into the bonds. Like you have to be making more money on bonds than you are. Like inflation takes away your value of bonds.
Here's a
over
good
time.
heuristic, and if you take this in life, it'll serve you everywhere, including this number of 2%. Jerome Powell. Always be suspicious of or be wary of suspiciously round numbers at all times. Just
Okay,
always
David
be wary
Sachs.
of that. So why would it be 2.0 exactly? Just like we can't surpass on the note of David Sachs. What is it? The 100% debt to GDP ratio. Like that's just a suspiciously round number. So
Yeah.
always just be suspicious of round numbers like that.
I like
Period.
these math
Suspicious.
takes. He's like a mathematician.
Yeah.
Like
So
catch
they
'em on
want
the
to make
fly.
money less expensive to borrow. Or
Yes.
predictive markets are indicating that they might lean to do that, is what we're saying, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I just want to.
Okay,
mean,
I'm
before-
chewing my burrito, so Drew, keep talking.
Well, I mean, like right before the banking collapse, I said it on this stream that they're going to have to take their foot off the neck of traditional finance as far as rate hikes to allow the system to keep moving forward. And then over that weekend, multiple banks broke. They, showed holes in their solvency on their books, and they are underwater on billions of dollars in investments because they didn't invest in the right vehicles. They didn't invest in the right types of companies that are actually profitable. It's all this ESG narrative that sucks the money and the time and the investment of what they're putting it forward. So I kind of saw this coming, and I really, before the rate hike started, I knew that this wasn't going to go too far because you can't put a stop to a system that's addicted to quantitative easing for a long, violent time. The rate hike velocity was the highest it's ever been, and I knew that something would break. I was really happy that it broke early so that we didn't end up getting to that 1980s Fed funding rate, and then housing mortgages end up being absolutely unobtainable by the average person. That was my main concern, seeing the rate hikes in the long term.
Yeah.
Sorry. Shout out to Hit Network Gaming for rating us. I think they rated us.
Oh,
Hey.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out
What's up,
Joel.
folks?
Big fat 11.
I like
What's up,
Thanks,
folks?
y'all.
Andre's
What's up,
comment.
folks?
Shout out to you guys.
Andre's comment.
He just said, I was waiting for your stream to start. I was just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, I refreshed the screen and it started.
Yeah.
Sorry, so much
Back to
on it.
crypto and black. Here are some reasons
Sorry.
to be bullish while still considering some of the headwinds mentioned above. Dan Pena, first of all, I love his energy. He doesn't understand Bitcoin, but that's okay.
For life.
So QE. QE's back. In case you don't know what QE is, there's two things when it comes to monetary policy with a central bank. You have, there's three things really, but two of them is their control of the flow of money and the control of the interest rates. So they can control the flow of money by saying, hey, we'll buy all your debt. And that basically creates money, it prints money. And then there's another thing that tightens the supply of money from the Federal Reserve, which is quantitative tightening, which says, no, we're not going to buy your debt.
Yeah.
And so that causes a drop in the supply of money. So right now we kind of haven't been on QT for a while. They say that we did, but we really didn't. We've kind of paused ever since flu season.
Mm-hmm.
But from basically the inception of Bitcoin up until 2021, we were on QE, which is them quote unquote printing money, basically buying everyone's debt and putting that money into the economy. Where does that debt go? We don't know. No one really knows how that debt gets settled because the money's still out there. None of those debts are actually being settled. They're not selling off those debts. They're just buying them.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a third thing where the Fed sells their bonds. Maybe there is.
Well, sometimes they do emergency repos, and we've seen that where they'll buy back the treasury bonds.
Yeah, they're still buying, but they're not selling.
Yeah, well, they sell they'll buy the bond back from the person or entity, and then they'll sell them a new set of bonds with a higher interest rate to kick the
okay,
can
so
down
that's
the
how they do
road
it.
further.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. It's like how they keep the game going is
Yep.
when your interest rate raises and your value of what you're going to get out of that T-bill drops, then the feds will come in. Janet Yellen has been doing this whole time. She will do emergency repos where they just take the bond back because it's not going to make you enough money over time, and then they reissue you a new one with a higher rate. So
yeah, all this stuff that Drew described to improve traditional banking, none of this is available to you and me.
Yeah.
Right. Like let's all be perfectly clear about that. There's no Fed program to help you make more money and you do better on your investments. It's all for the banks that are closest to quote unquote the spigot of money. Okay. None of this filters down to the little guy at all. You saw how your credit cards, like rates have been going up. Have the rates for your savings account been going up? No, they have not. Part of that's because people are lazy and they don't move their money around to savings accounts that have better interest rates. But a lot of it is because the banks aren't doing it because they're greedy.
Yeah.
Why would we give these people a savings account rate when we don't have to?
I remember
So-
Deezy said something pretty cool.
He
I
did one
remember-
time.
Well, I mean,
They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders, and they should continue to give us no savings rates.
That's the
As a
responsible
stockholder,
thing.
this is what I want. Is that what we're saying?
No, like DZ brought up the really good point when we hit the top of the last bull cycle for Bitcoin. It was at 69K, but that was like right at the like strongest point of inflation. You know what I mean? And so like really the true top for Bitcoin in theory, if you're talking about buying power of your dollar,
Yeah.
was that first peak.
Yeah,
You
I haven't
know what
actually
mean?
thought about that in a while. Yeah. And I still haven't heard anyone else talk about that. It's
Yeah.
like a DZ original
It is.
thesis, and no one ever talks about it. But yeah, just a refresher for those watching at home. My position is, all right, so Bitcoin hit 64 in May and 69 in November. The inflation from May to November actually meant that Bitcoin was more valuable at 64,000 than it was at 69,000.
Oh.
The example I would give was in May, how many eggs could that Bitcoin buy you? How many acres of just pasture land could that Bitcoin buy you? How many ounces of copper or pounds of copper could that one Bitcoin buy you? Or lumber. You really could just do anything. Gallons of milk. And then you go back to November and it's like, all right, well, now it's worth 69,000. You would think I get more eggs, more copper, more milk, more lumber. No, it's the exact opposite. So Bitcoin true value was highest in May of 21 or April.
I just
April
thought that was a
21.
great take. You
It's
know?
a phenomenal take.
Yeah.
On the top of your head, do you know what the adjusted $69,000 rate would be if it wasn't?
Well, so no, because we don't have real data, and
Yeah,
so we
it's a
can't
hard
really
time frame,
tell. Yeah,
yeah.
you'd have to do your own graph of like, all right, I have a basket of 5 goods: eggs, copper, lumber, milk, and I don't. You know, you
Yeah.
type us what the 5th thing should be. You know, what's like a good thing? Just kind of have a nice.
I guess we could say what 8%
average.
inflation, right? What was it?
Well, so
but then
it's.
divided by AP, and then over
You
a year,
cannot
over
get
6
any real
months.
number because it's just like these AI large language models. It is all
Sure.
down to the inputs, and no one is
Yep.
going to have. All right, here's the input of literally every single thing that was ever bought in America at every register, at every grocery store, at every weed dealer, and every back alley coat hanger. Never mind, let's not go down that road. But it's just impossible to get all of the data to get any kind of true
It's like a
representation.
Marshalls you were talking about.
Yeah.
Talking about
Okay.
retail?
Yeah, retail. You could buy like the ink things that blow up. and stuff
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
They're selling like clothes out the back door.
I think the BL or what's the Bureau of Labor
Easy.
Statistics? Easy. Oh my god!
Bad.
I think they literally go around with pen and paper saying, "Hey, how much did you pay for bread this week?"
Yeah.
And then that's kind of how they do it.
Sad.
Like it's not.
This is like the finding the real rate of inflation that y'all are talking about.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
the nominal rate and
And they change the
Blah, blah, blah.
little bucket of things that they count every month or so to fudge the numbers.
Mhm.
Because if you'll see, here's the number one thing that pisses me off.
manipulate.
Ooh.
Number one thing. First of all, number one thing that pisses me off is
It was when they say last call.
Okay, first of all, DZ, how dare you? Second of all, the number one thing on the planet that pisses me off is when people do not return their shopping carts to the corral.
I love cart narcs.
Cart narc.
Love
Yeah,
cart
I
For
narcs.
was- Yeah.
God's
Thank
sake,
you.
look, if you do not
Shout out.
return your cart under any circumstance, I don't give a shit if it's raining, if it's a blizzard, if there is an active shooter. I don't care. If you do not return your cart, you are subhuman and you do not deserve to vote. Period.
ICBM coming over
Okay.
the store.
Dude, I mean, I gotta
Period.
agree. I gotta
Do you-
agree. I got like 4 tiny kids, and I just, even with my chaos, I still walk that thing all the way back.
I don't
It's-
care.
come on.
Yeah, go, Hannah.
You like take them whenever you park? Do you
Yes.
I do too. I
Yes.
take them in the store. Or
Yes,
I'll,
I
like, put
corral them
back.
under my wings and I bring like 3 or 4 with me. And it just makes me so mad. It's like, it's a picture of the downfall of Western civilization is a parking lot full of shopping carts. That is trash garbage. And you're a trash human if you do that. Okay. Don't at me.
Oh,
God.
Don't
But the
at
other
him.
thing that pisses me off, the second thing is when they talk about inflation. So we're going to do CPI rate. I'm going to pull it up on Google. And you're going to see all these news headlines
this is
from
spoon-fed news. You
from
just
corporate
simple-
media. Oh my God, look. Look at that. Oh, consumer price inflation slows to 6%.
Get out of here.
Get out of
That's
USA
savings.
Today.
We don't need savings.
Yellow journalism rag.
Sad.
It eased.
Pink commie rag.
I know. Look at that. Oh, it's eased so much. It's only 6% now. It's only 6% now.
Year over year.
Let's see if they actually get to what happened. It's funny because
It doesn't include food or housing. So.
food was up 9%.
Yeah. Very sad.
Okay. What do you buy what do you most spend your money on day to day? It's food and energy.
Yep.
It's
And
food
housing,
and energy.
you know.
Yeah.
And housing. Yeah, but it's food and energy. So come here, kids. Look at this chart.
Let's check it out.
Interesting. Wow. There's still inflation like a mofo on energy. And look at food. It's 9.5%. That's insane. This is not hurting rich people. This is hurting middle class and low income people. Okay. This is stealing money at this. And you know how it's so bad it is? It's because freaking, not Ally, Klarna, right? Like the buy now, pay later thing. Like you go and you buy your Yeezys. You can
Like
Klarna, buy now, pay later.
That's so
Klarna
sad.
is available on Grubhub.
What?
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day.
Yeah, when
That's
you buy
insane.
groceries on Grubhub or whatever the shopping thing is, you can pay. You could buy now, pay later for your freaking groceries.
You
What's
should
the
not
interest
be-
rate on that lunch?
25%.
Sad.
Sorry, I shouldn't yell this much.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get my cholesterol
It's
down.
okay. You know, but if we were still accounting for inflation the way we used to before 1990, it would be somewhere around 17, 18% right now. But we do see lumber prices are coming down. So that'll help with homes. And I think the vehicle market's about to fall.
A lot of commodities fell.
Yeah, they are.
But, it's like they
They are.
fell after they jumped 400%.
Yeah, did they fall 700% or did they fall? Yeah. So like lumber's going down. Cool. You know what I read last night that also pissed me off? This was just a great night of just me being angry. So it was a Wall Street Journal article about how the price of gas has not fuel for your car, but natural gas. Price of natural gas has just been whipsawing up and down. This one poor lady in Colorado paid $900 for a gas bill. When
my
normally
God.
she pays $200 during the winter.
Oh my
I know
God.
my gas bill has gone up insanely. So the gas price, the natural gas price is because all of it's going to where? Let's all say it. Ready?
I don't.
1, 2, 3.
Zelensky's
Ukraine.
wallet.
Exactly. So we Americans, all of our food and all the products that require natural gas to like heat the plants and all that other stuff, all that cost is being passed down to you. Do you know the price of drywall has gone up by 75% in the past couple months because it takes actual natural gas to like do that process. And that gas price is being reflected into, so your price of building a house is continuing to rise even though lumber is coming down.
All right, this is unrelated, but it's related to content.
Great.
Everyone should watch Vlog Creations. He invites construction workers to fix his drywall, and he stuffs his walls with cotton candy. And as they're there, he pretends he has like mental capability issues, and he starts eating the like they think it's like fiberglass insulation. They're like, "No, what are you doing?" He's like, "It tastes good." Good stuff. You should watch it.
Amazing.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, let's go to this tweet by Zero Hedge. First of all, if you guys aren't following Zero Hedge or reading them,
Sad.
they're great. These guys have the best alpha. There's two Tylers. There's a West Coast Tyler and an East Coast Tyler. Believe it or not, I know a guy who knows one of the Tylers, and he's going to try and introduce me at Bitcoin Miami.
What?
You know a guy.
I know a guy.
You know a guy.
I know a guy that I met last year in
Love it.
Bitcoin Miami, but he says, yeah, I know the Tylers, and the East Coast Tyler is going to be in Bitcoin Miami. We should get breakfast. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
that would be amazing. Anyways, the singularity is no more. Only who knew the next move would be an 8 sigma drop in yields. So this chart may look annoying and dumb. And for many it is. But the takeaway here is when you have earnings going like this, going up, usually this red line stays kind of flat or tracks with it, generally.
Yeah.
Right? In an inverse relationship. But now they freaking crossed, and one of them, now we have like a freaking Shiba Inu chart
Sick.
for what should be a very stable asset.
Yeah.
That means this chart is like the heart rate of an economy. Okay. And when you see this type of arrhythmia, shout out to Chubby Emu.
Mm-hmm.
When you see this type of arrhythmia, you know that there are problems at home. Okay. You know that daddy's coming home drunk. You
Right.
know that there are,
Why is his fist clenched?
why is his fist clenched?
Do you think that
You
the
know,
banks
vlog
You know
saw
when,
this?
creations
when
is what it was
casserole is
called,
being
by the way.
served on
Vlog.
Thursday for the fourth night in a row, something bad is going to happen.
Do you think that the banks saw this number and that's why the insolvency or the holes in their pocket were noticed so heavily? Is because a lot of the backing for banks is through T-bonds, T-bills.
Yeah.
Seeing the yield fall off a cliff, what was that, like a month or two ago?
Yeah.
I mean, this would, in my mind, their bookkeepers saw this and realized how insanely insolvent they are going to become.
I don't
I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of my takeaway as well. Peter Thiel was one of the main catalysts that led to this bank run, I think a month ago or maybe even 2 weeks ago. So it's pretty early on it. He was one of the major capital investors who withdrew all of their funds. He has some of the smartest people in the world working for him. And so to me, it's like, all right, yeah, I could put on a tinfoil hat and say, well, yeah, he's closely tied to the intelligence community when it comes to, defense operations. So maybe it's a CIA plan. And yeah, but to me, it's just like, no, they have like Caleb Franzens working for them. And they're like, no. Hey, we need to do this.
Yeah, it's like
so they're just
50
protecting
Calebs.
their capital.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine 1,000 Calebs like work for you.
Terrifying.
That's terrifying. Also, so when you see stuff like this, that's your sign to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Right there.
Straight up. Not financial advice. 100% of what I say is financial advice.
All the time.
I'm not saying
Here's
if it's
Caleb.
good. Here's the thing. I'm not saying, even though what I say is always financial advice, I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah.
What do you
About
make?
this
That's the
stuff.
caveat.
That's very fair. Keep
That's
that
the
in mind.
caveat. Caleb Franzen, friend of Around the Blockchain, maybe a superior show to Blockchain Basement. I don't know. Tell us in the chat which show is better.
Yeah.
Around the Blockchain, Blockchain Basement, or Cowboy Bebop. Anyways, Caleb Franzen, bond yields are crashing because everyone wants bonds. This is a great setup from that last tweet. Shout out to TJ for putting
I
these tweets
struggled to
together.
find the do not equal sign. So I just want to point out the
Yeah.
difference between me and
Where
Caleb.
is
He's on another level.
It's like a Alt Shift F button. I swear to God.
You got to know.
Yeah.
Very rude.
I'm
Or
like
you can use
finding it and
you can use
copy-pasting.
character
That's a
map
lot
like a
of people.
plebe.
That's sad.
Anyways, yields do not equal price. Yields, now this is price exclamation point. That's like an Excel term that I don't understand. So Caleb, first of all, don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Yields have an inverse relationship with price. Yields going down, mean asset price go up. I should do this in monkey terms.
Yeah. You should.
Banana price go down. Wait, no. Banana growth go down. Banana price go up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
Banana
fair.
growth go up. Banana price go down. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. That's it in monkey terms.
Monkey said.
Yeah, monkey sad. So this is giving you some perspective. Again, Caleb Franzen, friend
He's
of the
good.
show. This guy is OP.
This is what people need, though. They need simple explanation on what the relationship
yeah.
to asset prices to yields are, because people get bored when you bring this stuff up. But if your yield value, what you're getting out of T-bills goes down, then risk assets go up. It's that simple. It's a very simple equation.
It is a very simple equation. Okay, Drew, can you go up to the attic chat? Everyone who said basement at best, can you permaban them? That'd be great.
Wait,
Ban
basement?
everyone who said basement is better than
That's
around
like
the blockchain.
everybody. I
We
can't-
are in
Well,
basement.
look, I don't make the rules. You have
We
to
are
ban
in
them.
basement.
You just made the rules.
No, we lay both.
Don't talk back to
We
me.
lay both.
Not on the
We
show.
love basement.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Nick's an ATB implant.
ATB Stan.
No,
Yeah.
no, what's the word I'm looking?
Dude, they don't call him a Nick.
I am a
Taylor.
blockchain
Usurper.
basement. This is the
ATB
only show.
usurper.
Like TJ lets me get on here and talk about my grinder account and wear
Yeah.
stupid sunglasses. So
It's really
I
important.
can't complain. It's
Nah,
a great
no, I'm
show.
messing with you.
And we love everyone here in the basement. Shout out to oh hey, it's Chris, Mr. Techno Goody, Pwin78, Nakudo. Okay, hey, Nakudo, stick around to the end of the show. I have a giveaway announcement.
People.
Wow.
Everyone stick around to the end of the show. I have a gigantic
Whoa.
giveaway
Glitch.
announcement.
Matrix.
I know.
It's gonna get us.
Okay, any comments on this yield thing about the instability in the market? Are we comfortable with seeing the chart that I just deleted the tab for?
That is good.
Well, people, I was just going to say it's indicative of people rushing to bonds because yield dropping means basically people are okay with a lower yield and are still willing to pay for it. Some guy might have $100 in his hand and he's like, all right, I'll get a 4% yield. Guy's like, I have $100, but I'll only pay for 3.99. And boom, market's at work. And so people want bonds, and because they're probably scared of obviously banks holding cash, all these different assets that are a lot more, I guess, more risky. And I think TJ did pull up I don't know if you guys were here, but TJ pulled up a Twitter thread that talked about this. It's kind of the dilemma. I was like, well, if I have over 250K in a bank account now, it's all at risk. Why wouldn't I just put that into T-bills that are less risk and have, maturity dates, and I don't really have to worry about them being rugged from under me?
Are they really less risk though in the long term? If you
3
run
months.
into hyper,
Because SVB bought a whole bunch and they went under.
But
10 year.
But SVB went under I'm just saying historically T-bills in finance are used as the quote unquote risk-free rate, so it's like, it's one of those things where it's assumed to be risk-free. We all know the US government is not risk-free, but in this scenario, but anyway, that's my little tangent there.
We need to refresh the chat.
YouTube chat.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Shout out BJ in the basement.
Shout out BJ in the basement. Look, dude, I can't ignore you, BJ. You're the best, bro. All right, let's go to Sheegan. All banks are insolvent.
I don't ever watch Around the Blockchain. Kind of cringe. Feels forced and fake. Well, sorry,
said
Andre.
that?
Wow.
Sorry,
Who the
Andre.
hell said that?
Ouch. Well, we
Who
like to
was
hear,
that?
but ouch.
Ew.
My God.
All right, that's all I got time for today.
Jeezy's
Wait,
like,
yesterday-
I cry every time.
Go, Hannah.
Yesterday in my finance class, guys,
at band camp.
I walked in a little bit late because they sang happy birthday here and I got a little piece of pie.
Nice.
I got to class like 10 minutes late. I walked in and he was like, all right, chapter 7 stocks. We're going to learn about stocks. Companies, like when they're issuing stocks, it's kind of their responsibility to have a moral compass. He didn't use that exact term, but it was moral something. And he was like, they need to give their buyers certain information so that they can decide whether they want to spend their money on this item or this service or invest in it, right? And I kind of under my breath, I was like, tell that to the banks. And he was like, what? I was like, I said, tell that to the banks. And then he like kind of giggled and we had a whole class discussion.
Oh,
It
cool.
was real good.
Ooh.
But yeah, it lines up with everything I'm learning. I love being in that class and working here at the same time.
'Cause you know so much.
I just get to learn, like, I get to see all the different perspectives. It's
inside.
really interesting.
+1 in the chat for Hannah spreading the gospel.
Oh, hey, it's.
There's my class tea.
I'm gonna say, oh, hey, it's Chris. Are you being serious? He said USD is safe, has never depegged in over 100 years. 1 USD equals 1 USD. That's all the confirmation I need. I
Is
hope
that-
It has
he's-
literally
I would say, I
fallen by
hope he's
99% in value.
It's never depegged though, Drew.
it's never depegged.
What, we
Checkmate.
just know we're like going to zero.
Checkmate. It's never depegged.
That's not-
Anyways,
You can't depeg itself because it's not pegged to anything.
Decker,
Anyway, it has depegged in
It's never
1971 from
depegged.
gold.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
okay,
The
let's
gold
talk
supply
about
question
mortgages
mark?
for a
Good
second.
point.
Yeah.
Checkmate.
Let's talk about something.
Hey, you
that-
let Decker win.
Let's talk about
Decker's
something
smart.
Gen Z will never have: a mortgage. 99% of U.S. mortgages are below or way below the
Too
current
soon.
rate, meaning 99% of mortgage-backed securities and the banks that own them are
Let me see this.
underwater.
I think Bank of America was just found out that they have $161 billion in unrealized losses.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's pretty hot, actually.
Okay, cool. Hey, it's Chris. He was joking, so he's an OG.
That's pretty hot.
Okay,
That's
cool.
pretty hot. So yeah, distribution of outstanding 30-year conventional mortgage borrow interest rates.
Wow.
Basically, everyone and their mother got a mortgage in 2021 before March of 2022, and they have not refinanced because why would you? And their home sales have not been keeping up with. Home sales have been flat, if not falling. It depends on which real estate TikToker is sold out the most. You'll get the right answer for. But they're flat or they're falling. They're definitely not going up because who the heck would refinance now to like a 7% rate?
Yeah.
I locked in my mortgage at 3.25%.
Nice.
Mhm.
Nice. You got me beat.
Not
Mhm.
by much though, right? Like you still got a pretty nice rate.
About one above you.
Yeah. I mean, still people would go crazy over a 4.25% rate. So this is showing that no one's really selling. The people that are selling in desperation because they're just moving into another property that's probably going to cost them more money unless they're taking a massive, massive cut to their standard of living. So how does this work out? Has the Fed completely ruined the housing market? Will Gen Z be living in their parents' basement for their entire lives? I don't have the answers to this. I know there's one perspective that in the next 20 years, as the boomers begin to die off, that transfer of wealth of their savings and their assets is going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And right now, the banks, the giant banks, the big four, and then the big hedge funds like BlackRock and Vanguard, they're positioning themselves to catch as much of that boomer cash as possible. And unfortunately, I think that's they're already in the right position. Will they move out of the position? That remains to be seen. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of boomers selling off their houses.
Can their children afford the mortgage?
Can their children afford to buy
That's
it, or is
the
it going to go
question.
straight
Or
to
the
hedge
estate
fund?
tax.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can avoid the estate tax by putting your property in a trust and then adding your children to that trust. That's how you avoid that estate tax.
Takes some maneuvering, yeah.
On the I mean, Decker knows, but
Well,
there's
you're
there
right,
are
but
ways
it is relatively easy, yeah.
you can do it. So, but there's so much, like, I don't know. It's not misinformation. It's just a lack of education when it comes to these, not even that nuanced financial conversations. And I know, like, this is a crypto show and we're supposed to be talking about crypto and degeneracy all the time. But look, folks, like, this is real world stuff that's going to affect you and your family. And if you have kids, your kids for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, obviously buy Bitcoin and we're all here for the gains. But like, when you got to think about, okay, great. You've made $250,000. It's 2025. You sold the top. Congratulations. What are you going to do with it?
Absolutely.
If you're just going to go and buy a Lambo, you could probably stop watching the show right now because you're an idiot. Now, if you're actually here to make generational wealth and improve not just yourself, but your family, your extended family, your wife, your wife's boyfriend, all those
Absolutely.
people,
Yep.
like, that's where you got to be putting your mindset. Okay. This is not get rich quick. Everyone knows, if you're here, you know it's not get rich quick, because really the gains aren't going to happen until 2025, even if they turn on the printer this year. Okay. So be thinking ahead. This is part of thinking ahead and see how these whales are moving.
It matters so much. Like, this is exactly what I think about all the time. I have all my kids and I'm like, okay, I'm going to turn this amount of Bitcoin into this amount of land. And then I'm going to section off the land for each of my children. And they're going to have that home, because I'm also looking at the implications of these self-learning AI systems that are coming out.
Yep.
What kind of jobs are going to be available? What kind of job are my kids going to be useful for, other than, are they going to all be, is blue collar going to be the thing that they all move into? Like, as a society, we've kind of talked down to blue collar people. We've kind of said, no, you don't want to work in plumbing or construction. You want an office job. You want a collared shirt position. And we see these systems becoming automated. That word non-essential is going to mean something much more than it did just 2 years ago to people in the next 10, 20 years, as these systems become more and more autonomous. So you got to be thinking about where you're going to put your money, how you're going to house it, and who's going to prosper off of it. For sure,
Exactly.
in my mind.
Exactly. If you pull up that tweet, Rosie says,
No, fine.
what do?
What
And
do?
he says, buy a house in 2021.
That's pretty,
That's bleak.
yeah, that's very bleak.
That's not
helpful.
That does not spark joy.
God.
Shout out to Marie Kondo.
Shout out to Marie Kondo, who, by the way, gave up being super neat and tidy after she had 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did
if
not
she
know
can't
that.
do it, no one can.
It's not possible.
And I'm not talking about having kids. I'm talking about being neat and tidy while having children.
Mm.
If
Not
I ever had
doable.
children, I probably wouldn't be neat and tidy. Anyways,
Dead.
BJ, speaking on Drew's point, BJ just said, funny that those trade jobs make over $200 an hour if they're independent business owners. And
For
I
sure.
saw something recently about the value of non-sexy jobs, like the
Oh,
jobs
yeah.
that nobody else wants to do. There's definitely a market for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
girls, get you a man who knows how to do HVAC.
Where are my fans of The Office at?
Yeah.
Oh,
here.
All right, you got Jim, you got Roy. Remember when Roy left The Office? He ended up his own paving company or
Oh, yeah.
concrete company. He ended up getting rich.
Yeah.
How'd he get rich? He got out of The Office.
Yeah.
That's how.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ownership.
Yep. If you work the
Boys.
trades, all
And
those
girls.
trades jobs,
Roy did nothing wrong.
yeah, Roy did nothing wrong. All the boy, you really triggered the audience now. All those trade jobs, man, the AI can't do that. Robots can't do that. Maybe in like 200 years. But like, look, man, Boston Dynamics, it takes them a month to make a sexy robot video. I don't care if it takes them a week to make a sexy robot video. There is no robot coming to fix the HVAC in your house in the next 10 to 20 years.
Well, it's
Period,
a
end
lot
of
tighter
story.
corners. How are you going to get a robot that can deal with the environment as it changes in so many different ways?
No,
Like,
there'll be supply and demand issues. I think we're going to have a huge. I just came up with this. I think we'll have
Do
a
it.
huge influx of high school dropouts due to video games and TikTok. And so once that happens, extrapolate another 10 years forward, right? These are the people that are going to see, like, oh my God, my buddy, I kind of smoked pot with when I was in 9th grade. I'm looking at him. He has this like brand new truck that costs $80,000. Ask him what he did. He said, I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
And so I think the idea, so right now we're a little bit older. Maybe Hannah's a little bit less so, but I grew up with the idea, plumbers and electricians, you don't want to do that. You want to be in the office, like he said earlier. That narrative will shift as plumbers and electricians are making, closer and closer to 5x, 4x, 10x what the office workers make. So the switch will happen where middle school kids will see plumbers as people who make a lot of money. I don't know if it's happening now. Ask your 11-year-old at home. But I think that switch will happen eventually.
I like
Thoughts?
that gives me hope. That gives me a lot of hope.
It's like supply and demand. There's
Yeah.
a supply and demand for electrical positions.
Exactly. Like I drive to work here in Georgia and I see that the most sought after thing and the most heavily paid position, it seems to me, is people that clear forests, that clear trees down, that grind stumps down, that have the machinery to do so. So, it's halfway in my mind, like take some profits, buy a larger lot of land, and then buy a couple big pieces of machinery.
I feel like high school seniors today are realizing like trade schools, the smarter ones are realizing trade schools are better than traditional universities. Imagine what the average 8th grader is or 5th grader is going to feel like when they're a senior. There'll be an even higher percentage will see universities as a scam.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike
Especially
Rowe.
they're way more expensive too.
Yeah,
Sorry.
shout out to Mike Rowe doing, he's been pushing for people to go into trades, especially children, go into trades to just better
The
themselves.
dirty
because-
jobs guy.
The dirty jobs guy.
The
Yeah,
gravelly
he's got a
voice
whole-
and the strong jaw.
The BA guy.
Before he became a documentarian, he was an opera singer.
What?
Yeah. I heard some interview. Yeah, he's like an arts theater background.
Yes.
You're like, this guy? We're like, then it kind of makes sense. Oh, yeah, he is a little Hollywood,
Yeah,
right?
imagine that. Like
Multifaceted.
one year you're singing opera, and the next year you're making a cow ejaculate. Like it's just a
Proletariat
crazy-
just sees the means of production.
Yeah.
I used to think that till I try to get a Discord DAO to like vote on a freaking Twitter banner. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you need like a strong executive.
Who said they should? Who said that? Was that in the attic? That's an attic
Mike
comment.
Bennett. Or no, wait. Right above that, Andre anyone.
Andre.
Mm.
Welding is finally seeing better wages. What?
It's moving up 5th from the
Oh,
top, 4th
oh.
from the top.
Oh yeah,
Ameri-
Andre.
The welding and the
American
steel industry.
proletariat. Can you define who that is? The American proletariat? Because I can tell you, man, people who shop at Walmart consistently, I don't want them.
I don't want them running a damn
No,
thing.
bro. They can't even return a shopping cart, for God's sake.
Yeah, how do you know?
Can you put that in Slack? I think I have Slack up here. Okay.
So,
Okay, boys and girls, here we go. We're going over to the Daily Wire. Shout out to the Daily Wire.
Okay.
I simp for them.
Okay.
Collapsing too big to fail bank receives massive support from Swiss authorities.
Oh,
Apparently, someone called it a Swedish bank yesterday around the blockchain. I don't think that's true. Credit Suisse. Credit Suisse, they're already kind of a sussy bank, no matter what.
Credit sus.
Now they're just straight up credit sus because they're underwater. And the Saudis were like, yeah, you're underwater. Too bad. And the Saudis they were one of their biggest creditors. And so now the Swiss government is considering a bailout for Credit Suisse, Credit Sus. What does that mean? So we can get into the details and they can kind of do this whole song and dance. They're printing money to bail out a bank.
Yeah. Isn't it
now-
50 billion?
It's something like that. It's something on par. No, I think add another digit. I think it's 500 billion.
$500 billion?
I want to say 578 billion, but I could be wrong.
I think that was the assets that they oversee in total. I think it's
Okay.
50 billion is being printed
In
by
the whole?
Swiss. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
no, their 57 billion is what they oversee, and then the 50 billion is being printed by the Swiss government to bail them out.
Hang on. Daily Wire,
Hmm.
fantastic reporting, has all this data. Credit Suisse announced on Thursday that it had accepted a 50 billion franc loan. So very open, very out in the open loan, equivalent to $53 billion from the Swiss National Bank. The move will permit Credit Suisse to support core business units and clients as executives create a simpler and more focused bank. So they're going to restructure the bank. Honestly, on first blush, 50 billion francs doesn't sound like that much of a stimulus compared to everything else that's happened. I think by scale, though, for how big Swedenland is, not Sweden, how big Switzerland is, that's really big for their economy.
Yeah.
I don't know how big is the, what is the GDP? What is it? Go Decker.
Said. They're a pretty big integral part of banking.
800 billion.
800
Okay.
So
billion.
1/16 of their entire GDP right there.
That's a lot. If
That's a
we
lot.
did that,
That's as of, yeah.
what's our GDP? Like 9 trillion?
Jesus. That's a lot of money for a backdoor bailout.
23.3 trillion.
$23 trillion is our GDP.
Yeah, as of 2021.
Good
Yeah.
gravy.
Those are both as of 2021, but still.
Speaking of good gravy, what do y'all like? KFC gravy or like white country gravy?
White country.
Like on biscuits, yeah.
I feel like KFC gravy fell off.
It
You
really
guys
did.
ever mix them together?
No, we're not.
No.
We don't worship
No.
the devil.
I mix
No.
them together.
Hell no. Never. I would never do something like that.
Don't
People who
knock
do
it.
something like that got problems.
Well, what do you
What's wrong
think
with
I
you?
have?
That's disgusting.
All right.
Why would
I'm
you
over it.
say that live on stream?
The top G is bubbling
Oh,
out of you.
Breathe air.
Okay, guys. Look, here's my giveaway. Shameless plug.
Oh yeah.
Go follow your boy Nick DeMundi. I'm actually giving away a Dogecoin miner.
Oh,
So move this out of the
Yeah.
way.
Sponsored by Matt Wallace.
Sponsored by
Oh, what was Matt Wallace's Bill Gates thing? We should throw that up. I know it's crypto,
Matt Wallace,
but Matt
Bill
Wallace
Gates.
is a friend of the channel. He's been on the show before.
Oh, that guy?
Yeah, the Matt Wallace Doge,
Okay, we
Elon
will.
sycophant. He was supposed to drop a giant Bill Gates expose tweet.
What?
It dropped
Matt
I
Wallace.
think it was supposed to be last night. I haven't checked it out.
I thought I saw that India's like coming after Bill Gates with like criminal charges.
I don't know, man. This guy's he's kind of sus.
Very sus.
Bill Gates. Sorry, Bill Gates. No windows allowed in your prison cell.
Oh, fun.
Soon. God, will you just do it already? He's been teasing
He's been
it.
edging us for 2 hours.
God, okay.
Dude, I think
Anyways.
it's the government. I think it's the Indian government coming after him.
What?
I think so. Little jabby jab, forcey force, getting him in trouble retroactively.
Anyways, my Dogecoin miner, go ahead and leave a comment on this tweet, RT it and like it. And yes, you'll get a Dogecoin miner. Shipping is free. Retail value of this is literally millions of dollars, especially if Elon makes Doge a currency. Contest goes for 1 week. Free shipping for U.S. residents only. Good luck. So anyways, there you go. You can get
Is
yourself
that
a Dogecoin
financial
miner.
advice?
Wait, is it $1 million?
Yeah. Is it $1
Yeah.
million?
Yeah.
You better get on that. You better get on that.
Anyways,
Sad.
what else do you guys want to talk about?
I want to find out what I'm going to buy.
Somebody was asking, well, I mean, do we want to talk about...
Do you want to degen out? Do you want to look at some coins?
I do.
Sure. I mean, isn't there Arbitrum airdrop is in 7 days? 6 days?
What?
I don't know. Maybe I saw something wrong.
Yeah, I
but-
have a little insight on the Arbitrum airdrop. I know
go for it.
Taco has been actively trying to, do stuff in that ecosystem. He's like bridging coins over. He's like, swapping liquidity and, moving 500, tethered dollars, maybe USDC, and like moving it here, then moving it there, then moving it here, just to up it and up and up. And then when he went to the website today to see if he was eligible, nothing.
Really?
Nothing. I think he was using Vela Exchange. So if you use Vela Exchange, it didn't look like it maybe activates
I'm
your
actually-
That's
Arbitrum
annoying.
airdrop.
Yeah,
That's
March
super annoying.
23rd, date Arbitrum airdropped the ARB token.
And I did some Vela stuff too, but not as much as Taco. So I haven't even checked my wallet.
Okay, but when was the snapshot? When did they take the snapshot?
I don't know. I think they're pretty mum on the details thus far.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
Say-
here it is. Nope.
What?
Nothing from R, but you'll get the Vela airdrop. Yeah, that person did $1 million. I mean,
So-
you swap $1,000 1,000 times, you got $1 million bucks in volume.
Analytics firm took a snapshot in February to
Oh.
determine who should be eligible for
Taco.
ARB tokens. So
How are they doing February? And then
I don't
announced
know.
it a month later. But I guess whatever.
That's a hard one to catch, it looks like. Jesus.
yeah, it's tough.
Unbelievable.
So congrats to everyone who degened out and took Blockchain Basement's advice on doing at least some interaction on Arbitrum. I did a little bit. I converted an ETH and then put it and staked it. It took 15 minutes to bridge, which is kind of annoying.
Mm.
But
God, bridges taking a while are scary.
Yeah.
yeah, very pucker factor of like 9. It was tight. It was very tight.
Really?
No air could escape.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
Very,
yeah, the 50x. I forgot. Yeah, you could up your leverage. Yeah, you 50x $100. Then you're up to $50K every trade
I love that. That's basically like,
or 5K.
yeah, 50x leverage. My
on
God.
a DEX?
I mean, get your blood going for sure, at least.
That would be the only way to interact with ARB.
I mean, if there was any upward movement, you would get stopped out.
Yeah.
at all.
That's sketch. I mean, I don't know, man. I want to buy a bunch of tokens. I'm messing around on base, but what am I going to buy? Is it Bitcoin and Ethereum, or is it altcoin going to have a
I'm buying more DAG.
Yeah.
The last thing, I don't know if it can be last thing on Arbitrum. Somebody earlier, and it's way up, so don't even bother looking for it, said, what are you guys' thoughts? Arbitrum on the day it drops, are you guys waiting?
Oh.
Yeah, I usually just stay away from things the day it trades. It's usually a shit show the first 10 minutes, you know, and the first 10 minutes is kind of where you can make a lot of money, but people are going to program bots, and those bots will make all the money that you thought you could have made. You can see a profitable trade, hit enter, and then, with slippage and everything else, you're like down 5%, and you're like, wait, what happened? So that's the bots front running you. It's going to be real crazy. It might be something that I DCA into slowly but surely, though.
Yeah. I'm seeing some comments in the chat. The Dogecoin miner it mines on the script algorithm, which means you mine Litecoin. You can also mine Digibyte. So you can merge mine Litecoin and Dogecoin at the same time. So it's not just, it's algo specific, but there are several other coins that mine on script. Let's do some live research. Okay. So I went on CoinGecko and I pulled up the 7-day pumper.
Okay.
So 93% pump on Halo coin. All right.
What the Halo is that?
We're going to find out. Okay. So I've never heard of this coin ever.
I just saw it yesterday too. I was like, what the?
It's apparently 93.
What? Rank 93? Is this?
Did someone rebrand?
HaloCoins.com. Maybe go there, see what.
HaloCoin.com. Okay. Hang on. Let's break this down for the studio
They
audience.
have an exchange.
Market cap.
BSC.
Very high market cap for me not hearing about it.
$500
million. It has a max supply, so it's all released. What the frick is this?
Where is it?
Just hit their Twitter. That usually works best for me. No, it's not.
Halo Play to Live. What?
It's a game? A game token.
There's no way.
Okay, this is a pretty low. The follower count and the following count is very similar. That is a bad sign.
Oh, God.
That's
very sus.
That's a very bad
follow
sign.
For follow.
Follow for follow is very bad.
Not great,
we're trending
folks.
everywhere. Sus.
This is looking chilly.
They're on Crypto El Dorado. Never heard of it. Sus.
Dude, Crypto El Dorado.
You're not an OG of Crypto El Dorado.
This is useful. We need to.
Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. BNB ecosystem.
All right, next.
No,
Scam.
We're not
next.
Where's the button?
I'm not interested.
There's 2 people on the team, by the way, guys. If you go to the website,
Scam.
2 people
Next.
on the team.
2 people.
I'm
This
out
is
of
bad.
this. We're not.
500 million.
Let's stop wasting our breath.
Yeah,
sorry. You're right.
See that.
Let's move.
Sad.
Okay. Conflux, we already know about it.
China
What haven't
coin.
we heard of?
Singularity.
Strike
What's this
X.
Singularity doing?
Hang on. Hannah's got a pull.
Okay.
Hannah's pulled one. Watch
He's
out.
got a pull.
Watch out.
Here we go. What is it? RX. Strike X.
Was that
What
a
is
gainer?
this?
Just do a little analysis real
I
quick.
like the
do-
800 range. Okay, 17 mil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did this come from?
$17 million market cap.
That's
This is from
movable.
Hannah.
I was put in a group chat actually, like when I first got into crypto with a bunch of guys in like Europe and Switzerland and
Okay.
whatever. And one of them I think works for StrikeX now.
Okay.
Hit that Twitter.
Okay. Hang on. Max supply of Billy. Circulating supply 704 million. Let's go to the Twitter.
Okay.
This is a very good indicator.
None of that matters at these low alts.
Oh,
What do we got? 40K.
This is very
300
good.
following.
that's good. It's followed by Altcoin Gordon, some other guy,
Income Sharks. Okay.
Income Sharks. Okay. Let's bringing retail investors the tools they deserve to succeed in digital markets. Okay, interesting. They have a wallet.
So it's past this first sniff test.
Okay, it's similar to Tap app,
Okay.
right? It's user friendly to get mainstream adoption. We
Yeah.
have tools like CoinGecko
They
or
have an active
CoinMarketCap API, Coin Tracker and other stuff.
Let's look at their website. I'd say I'm kind of mid. I think this looks good.
But
I don't know what the tokenomics are. I don't know if there's a burn mechanism.
You look at the token.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
there's going to be
8X.
2 or 3 of these winners.
Yeah.
All these apps are not going to be here 4 years from now. They're all just like, hey, adopt us, and blah blah blah. Maybe one or two will get bought by a Binance, a Winklevi, something like that. But yeah, there's going to be 50 of these. It's going to essentially say we're going to onboard the next wave into the Web3 universe, and then we're going to have all these tools, and it's going to be user friendly and download on iOS now. There's going to be a ton of these, and some of them are going to go from a 20 million market cap to a 200 million to 10x. Some might hit a 2 billion to 100x. Maybe there'll be 1 or 2 100x's. Probably be a lot of 10 to 20x's. So I wouldn't say bet the farm on this, but I could definitely say this might be one worth putting a small allotment in.
Yeah, maybe a toe dip.
It's on BNB. It's proof of authority, which is
Swissborg. They're all trying to copy Swissborg's 2020-21 playbook.
Okay.
I would say this isn't bad.
Put your questions in the comments.
Don't take out a mortgage or anything, but like $100 flyer, right? Like that's not bad. It's not even. It's 2 cents right now. So yeah, $100 flyer, $500 flyer, whatever. It's a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
I could see a $17 million market cap at least doubling.
Definitely a high risk play, but it might.
I mean, I like the circulating.
I don't know
supply
anything about
and
it, so it's hard to say. I will say,
it's worth a look.
Don't buy the first one you find though when you're doing these altcoin.
No, marry your bags.
But write 5 down, look through them.
Marry your bags.
By the way, if you guys have any questions, now's the time probly to ask them.
We're wrapping up the show here real quick.
Trying to see if there's anything kind of stand out.
Let's just go over to what to mine real quick and see what the mining is like, because that's what I do when Nick hosts the show.
What happened with J-Chains? These J-Chains still being J-Chains? I think he might be moving soon.
Yeah, I think he's
got
going
the web breakfast thing.
Yeah, he does
on.
a Web3 breakfast
show
or something.
He's good. J-Chains is good.
Doing a lot of content with Stash.
So we got a Lithium coming in as an actually profitable coin. This is kind of whipsawing around. Neoxa, everything else is basically not profitable. Conceal, that's a dead project that people just trade. If you see Trade Ogre here on a lot of them, like that's how you know that this project is kind of on its last breath. Raven Coin, Meow Coin, cool meme coin project. Still not profitable, but the rewards are just bananas if you're able to mine it. Caspa is a good coin. It's actually a legitimate project. Very good. Conflux. I remember it was like $2 profitability one day for mining Conflux. It's extremely difficult to mine, so I don't know how much mineability it has left. All the way down here, you see Flux, which is I think it's a top 50 coin right now, but it's a proof of work storage coin.
There's Ergo.
And Ergo. Yep, Ergo's good. I used to mine that. So, and there's good old ETH POW.
Yeah.
Which may come back from the brink. Who knows?
You think it will?
I don't know.
No, it'd be like a dumb scam pump or something.
It would, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but if you mine it, put it on an exchange with a sell order, and then just pray for the best.
Oh God, that sounds a danger.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the mining corner. Any questions from chat? Looking for a new stablecoin? Hell no. Thoughts on Cypherium? Decker, what about Cypherium?
Oh gosh. So I sold most of my bag and bought Radiant Capital. It's a DeFi play on Arbitrum. I kept some. My thoughts on Cypherium, I didn't do too much research. It's a Chinese company. They say that they have the authorization by Fed now, but it's basically like that ISO 202 thing where it's like, well, they're compliant, but Fed now didn't really say anything. They didn't like...
It's super suspect.
It is. And I will say, if you look at the circuit... do your own research on Cypherium. I became more sus of it over time. I sold, like I said, most of my bag. I'm not saying it won't be a thing, but the circulating supply versus a total supply is kind of weird. And it's a little...
It has a couple weird things. And like, it's actually on the FedNow website as far as the infrastructure for FedNow being rolled out. It's on the website, and it's a Chinese-owned proof of work cryptocurrency. Like, what sense does that make?
Own blockchain. Yeah, it's weird.
What sense does that make?
And it's only on 2 exchanges, MEXC and XT Global.
Yeah.
The
Love
depth
MEXC.
was the negative 2% depth today was $2,200. So it's not like, even if you see it gaining on CoinGecko, I don't know, just be careful because it's not like it has a ton of liquidity anyway. And so
I've seen a lot of XRP people asking about it because it's right next to FedNow.
Well, Mason Versailles did a video, or however his name, did a video on Cypherium.
It's between his last 2 Epstein videos.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just got to scroll past quickly.
Sweet. Well, speaking of Island Boys, that's all we got for Blockchain Basement. Thanks for coming out, y'all. KO13, Nomad Numbers, Gen X Crypto, RC Rex, Bexon, The Deadwood, Solar Miner in Spain, Crypto Perks, Radavandar, Joe Stonkman, Juggy, what's up, buddy? Nakudo, Bud Lightyear, Puin 78, Chemistry Bro. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. See you at the top.
Everything is financial advice.
Everything. Is
Not
it
for me,
good?
though.
I don't know.